Well, that's awesome. All right.
We're flowing in.
Here we go. All right, there, Sue.
All right, everybody.
All
We're going to be
right,
getting started with
YG.
Meta Man right now.
What up?
If y'all want to come back here where this video will
YG.
be. Please remember to mute or join a party if you are close up to the guys.
What's
We are
up,
live
buddy?
streaming
What's
on
going
all
on?
platforms. And thank everybody for
What's up,
being here
YG?
tonight. I can't wait to get into this conversation. All right.
Yeah.
Busy as a motherfucker.
We've been busy. Yeah,
I'll
hey,
be
it's
in the right
Marcus.
instance.
All right. Yeah, now we're in the right
What's
spot.
good? I was in the wrong
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah, we all were.
Yeah, we were just like, I think we're in the wrong spot. Oh,
Oh, not again. Damn events.
So we in an event right now, basically, right?
Yeah, we're in
Yeah,
an
this is an
event, but
event.
in the normal
You want me, you
world.
want me to
World.
take YG? You want me to take this spot right here, and you go over there? Because yeah, that was your spot right there. Okay, we're good. We're good. There we go.
Right.
Lucky for you. That's what I like.
That's what I like.
where-
All right. Well, welcome everybody. We got Daytona vibes. Oh, there we go.
this is your spot.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
We got Daytona vibes. DJ Marcus J. Special guest Savage filling in for Fade, and our special guest Digi Fitz. Welcome. Of course, YG. What up, buddy? So Daytona, you finally got your Mr. T, man. What do you think?
Oh man, I'm feeling it, bro. You don't understand how much of a childhood dream that is. You know what I'm saying? To be Mr. T, bro. That's like, yeah, that was really
That's
my
cool.
guy. Yo, you know what? I'm gonna tell you a quick little story about Mr. T, bro. I was such a Mr. T fan because I mean, you know, full disclosure, I was born 1980, so that means when they came out, like when they was on TV, I was like 5. You know what I mean? 5 and 6.
Oh yeah.
So like I was a straight up fan, kindergarten, you know what I mean? So when Mr. T got beat in Rocky, yo, I straight up had a fit crying, like, this is the worst movie ever. They lying.
They lying.
Mr. T, it's a lie. Yeah, breakdown, man, trauma, bro. So yeah, that's how much of a Mr. T fan I was. I had the lunchbox,
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
T. I had everything.
Oh,
Mr. T. That was
man.
my guy, yo.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love me some Mr. T. Yeah. Yeah,
Now
I
that I
think it
watch
came
him
out good.
now, he was kind of off his rocker. Like now as an adult, when I watch it, like they had him, like he was kind of crazy. He wouldn't fly. He had so much trauma going on in that man, yo.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yes, he was
He's had to
shell
knock him
shocked.
out.
He
He's
was
had to knock
basically
him out.
shell shocked. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah, that was a great show in the 80s. You know, I think, a lot of those 80s
Shout out to the
stuff,
18.
man, they just like,
yeah, the 18 was dope.
yeah, they influence you today and in different ways, man. It's pretty dope, just like the way like Sue did the reel and stuff with it. Man, that was pretty cool. I got to be, what was the guy,
Right,
Murdoch, right? Is that the right? Am I saying it right? Is that why
Yeah,
I was?
yeah,
Yeah,
you was Murdoch.
yeah, that was
I
dope.
don't think. Yeah, you was Murdoch. He was like, I figured you was going to be the main dude. Like, I forgot the main Hannibal. I thought you was going to be Hannibal.
Hannibal.
but
Hannibal.
you was Murdoch.
You had Face, Hannibal, Murdoch,
Yeah,
and
Face,
Mr. T.
Hannibal, Murdoch, and Mr. T. Yeah, those was the 4. I didn't really see, like, who was the dude with the sword? Like, that was.
That was me, but I
that was
don't
a new
know. Hey,
mercenary. It's like
I
if,
had to get creative.
yeah, it's like if,
Okay.
it's like
Exactly,
it's like
exactly.
the 2000s version of the 18s.
we was the A+ team. We was the A+
Yeah,
team.
yeah, yeah.
I thought,
If they were gonna make a new TV show,
We had
they
to
would have that
one.
guy
We
in
was
it.
the
You
A+
see,
team.
that's what it
Yeah,
is.
I got you. I thought you was gonna make like turn one of the white characters black or something. So I was like, okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What up, Howard?
Yeah, what
702
up?
in the
Oh,
building.
hey, Howard,
Howard in
what's
the
going
building.
down, my friend?
Celebrity,
Nick
all
the
right.
Exterminator,
Yeah.
Dawson. Shout out to everybody.
Shout out
in the
everybody
audience.
out there, man, for
Yeah,
coming
what's
by.
up?
Appreciate it. It's really dope.
It's nice to see people here today. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! Thanks for the
I
support,
got a
guys.
topic I want to talk about. Y'all
Yeah.
got y'all sorry if I bring up a topic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So now that we're moving into monetized worlds, because me, I've been in there. I've been in this space, so I understand how that is. But I know that I'm understanding now that monetized worlds just started like this month, right? For y'all, like as far as like time
For
to
everybody.
monetize.
For the
Yeah.
program, yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
time.
uh-huh.
For the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Mhm.
I'm just now learning that it's new and y'all just now entering this world because I've been in that world. So because I've been in that world, I know how it kind of works between the people who were, in that world.
And then
How are y'all adjusting to that? Like, you know what I mean? Coming into it new, because it's been like 2 years for me, like figuring it. So it's like, it's not, I don't even remember what it felt like. How does it feel to y'all, like with this monetization? Is it pressure on y'all?
That's a good question. Yeah.
I mean, overall, like right now at this point where it's fallen into a point where the monetization is kind of like, we don't know what's going to happen at the end of the month. Because right now, they're selling us the fact that there's 50 million in the pot for a whole year. So what does that mean for all of us? Like, it's kind of like really hard to understand it, because at this point we understand the past because we know how it was. But now it just changed to a point where now everybody's like freaking out, like what's gonna happen? Like, how is it gonna be the same? Is it gonna be worse? Is it gonna be, we don't have any leeway to understand how this monetization system's gonna work. And of course you gotta know a lot of the people that were in this MHCP, a lot of them have this monetization now. So what does that mean? That's more pot. That's more hands in the pot. That's more distribution to all the worlds. That's more people branching out.
Damn it.
So it's going to be tough to understand, and I feel like we're going to all understand it by the end of the month. Like when the end of the month hits and we see what's going to be the outcome, that's where we're going to be like, okay,
this is what we need to do to,
Now, a lot of us creators are going to be like, is it worth it?
Right.
Is it not?
That's what I was about to say. So, so basically,
that was the next thing.
At some point in all of this, just from my vision and view, being in it so long, it got to the point it wasn't worth it. And it got to the point it wasn't worth it because of what I do in the space versus how the payout happens in the space. I understand where it would be worth it, but it would mean I need to change what I'm doing in order to compensate and fit into where it would be worth it, which is to be a game maker, bro. That's at the end of the day, that's what it would require. Something that keeps people in the world regardless of whether they're known
for a long time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's the concept. So, if I can make, Candy Crush, what I'm saying, in here, I make millions of dollars because Candy Crush is going to addict people and they'll be in there for hours and hours on end, ruining the rest of their lives, but making me a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that's the concept pretty much that I saw from it. So I was like, that don't fit what I'm doing in here. That doesn't fit while I'm in the space. It doesn't fit my skill set. So I need to figure out how to use this space to monetize on my own outside of what Matt's doing.
Yeah.
So that's the reason, and that was always the reason that MGM was here. The cool part is that one time in the beginning, MGM lined up with what was happening in the program, so it worked. Okay, cool, we could do this.
It worked.
But then the program changed. When the program changed, it would require MGM to change in order to continue to make money. And I was like, fuck that. I've already outside of the space created an LLC. I've already done a lot of shit outside the space and put a lot of money in outside of the space. So I'm not doing that. So that's the reason why I adjusted it, the way I'm moving here. And but at the same time, I understand now it's open up to everybody, and everybody's gonna, have their own way of doing things and understanding of it.
Yeah.
But it's like it's ended up being a math game at the end of the day, bro. Like how many hours?
It is,
You know what I mean? You could do the math on how big the space is.
And we can't talk about the math really, but
it's we don't need to talk about the math, but you could they showed you the math. You can pull out the calculator, you can pull out whatever, you could do the math.
Oh yeah, definitely that is. But what kind of like flows into like, and by the way, Shout outs to Jay Vanity, by the way.
Hey, what's up?
And Lovely.
Vanity,
Shout outs to you guys. But at the end of the day, it comes to like everybody has that little scare in them for the end of the month.
Right.
Like, and now with all this competition, because there's competition for all of that part.
So it's like now
That
y'all
is
is
the
not
problem.
look, now y'all
Yeah, now
understand
it's
like,
not,
like
yeah.
it's been 2 years for me.
Yeah.
So it's like I understand
Yeah.
how that game works
Mhm.
and like outside of it. But you move a certain ways because it's a lot that you know what I mean other non-monetized players didn't see in the
Mhm.
space. But like so being in that space, it's hate, it's competition, it's a lot.
hate.
It's like money changes.
That hate
things,
opens
you know what I'm
up.
saying?
That
money-
hate opens up.
Yeah, the hate comes
money,
with
money,
the
money
hate comes with the
reveals-
pressure.
money
Yeah, yeah.
reveals shit, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
It comes with the pressure of
is
it.
true.
Yeah.
Money reveals the truth.
Yeah, I don't think there's
Yeah,
any extra
that's what it
pressure though.
is.
I think at least for me and for Sue and stuff and what we want to do, we always wanted to make games, and I have a gaming company and stuff, so it's like, hey, let's just get it,
Right.
Um,
It's perfect.
Yeah.
If it's perfect,
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
do. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, what does that mean for other types of events, or even events like this? What does it really mean?
Mhm.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like it might be a situation to
Whose
where
coin is this?
things, and that's another thing
You guys see
too.
a
Is
coin
like
here?
you start to.
Oh, that was
Nah.
weird.
No.
That was weird. I have it on stream. I'm not going mad. Oh, sorry to interrupt you, team. Daytona, go ahead.
So then basically it starts to become time management to a thing of, okay, is it going to be a situation to where you're going to invest your time into building games, which is going to
Yeah.
create financial for you, or are you going to invest it in doing events, which may not necessarily do the same pop unless they tie into the actual games.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I was in here
Yeah.
doing. Look, that's the reason. Look. Full disclosure. That's the reason why MGM was doing 7 nights a week at one point. You know what I mean? 6 nights a
Mhm.
week. It wasn't because I was crazy. It's because that's the only way that you could actually generate the funds is by actually
is
having
true.
so many events over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear how it works out
Yeah,
at
it's,
the end of the month for MGM, just on that traffic, retention thing.
oh nah, MGM. That's what I'm saying. MGM don't focus on that no more. So and I haven't been since last year. That's the reason why I have my own website that generates money. It ain't got nothing to do. We just Metagenre Music uses Horizons for content. We're content creators. So we went from being world builders and world creators to content creators because that's a better fit for what we do.
Yeah.
The content actually.
Yeah, I
feeds
see that.
the
I think
music.
in what
The world
I meant
building
was
does-
in the context
That's
of the
some-
pop-ups that you guys were doing.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, just to see what that.
Exactly.
And that's another thing too. Like luckily I always had a plan B. If something never worked out here, of course I have my 8 to 5. I have a job.
Right.
And then on top of it, because some people just focus on this, which is it's a big risk to focus on something that you don't know what the outcome's going to be. But
Right.
when I have exactly. So I have the 8 to 5, and then I have my business, which now with these new, I'm not going to say what it is, but these new updates that are coming out, it's going to be good for my business. Because I sell clothing.
Mhm.
I make clothes, like I make clothing, so I can design my own clothing, and sell it here and use,
And actually, that would be good. That would be good for events too. Yeah.
And that makes sense. You know what I mean? Just actually
that makes
having
sense.
your own business outside of here, and you use this space to leverage your business, and not instead of trying to use this space as a business when you're not in control of this business.
Well, we do know one thing.
Exactly.
At least this year, there's 50 million on the table. So we do know that. Next year, there could be 0.
Yep.
Right. So just get as much as you can.
That is true. That is true. Might as well try to get as much as you can now, and I, of course that works out with even collaborating with people here. Collaboration, it helps. Like help each other out. Like whatever, if you guys have an event, we go to that event for a bit. We shift. That all that help, especially indie tours. All you guys do here, you guys are helping so many people, so many creators. That's what more can you do to help people that want to be
the cross promotion. It's all about that cross promotion.
Yeah, the cross promotion.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta get out there and collaborate. And that kind of brings me to what I was talking to DigiFits
definitely.
about earlier today. Sponsorship of events.
Mhm.
You know, if you can't make the traffic money, then maybe
Mhm.
you can make the in-world purchase money and then get sponsors for your event and make money the old-fashioned way. You know, so to speak.
Mhm.
What have you guys
Yeah.
had any success with that?
But that's
with
good.
sponsorships.
I've never done anything sponsored. Like, okay, a little backstory about me. I used to do YouTube back then, so I was sponsored by a lot of companies. 'Cause I was a competitive gamer back then. So I used to stream on YouTube. I stopped because I lived in Cali. I literally moved to Cali, and that was one of the reasons why for 3 years to do that. That's why when you guys hear me talk and why I have that so much charisma is because of that. Because I did YouTube, and I always talked on YouTube, you know, and all that stuff. So I've never, which I can, which is, you know, I thought about it, maybe bring some of my sponsors that were sponsoring me on YouTube and, you know, bring them to the metaverse, which would be a smart idea as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall here in the metaverse, I've never been sponsored by a company or anything like that. But it would be nice to, and we have that ability because the metaverse is growing. A lot of these companies, you can literally, if you're good at selling, you could sell them the, you know, like, oh, look, metaverse, this is worth it, you know, this and that, you know, and you can make a lot of money doing that. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you hustle,
Like
Yeah.
leveraging the metaverse is where the money is.
Like literally, if like, can you imagine, like you go to Coca-Cola or something or a company like that, and you tell them, listen, we'll put like one Coca-Cola can, or we're gonna give you like $20,000. It's possible.
It's possible, but I think that they're gonna.
Yeah. You know how much? Do you know how much money? You know how much money they spend in promoting? They spend about
way more than you can imagine.
a lot. You know, yeah, it's a lot of money. Like, just my company that I work for, they spend at least 100,000 in promoting their stuff, and that's crazy. So think about these bigger companies like Coca-Cola and all that. They spend probably millions.
Oh yeah,
a year,
definitely, man. Definitely.
just promoting. Yeah, promoting their brand, and think about it. How many people come into the metaverse? You know, so many people that come into the metaverse, and just to have an ad for them. You know how much?
I'm tripping off Lizzo right now. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
that's hilarious.
Lily Zoe.
Oh shit. What up, Lily? Oh, that is hilarious. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
She's savage.
Savage, because it's savage.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you know, we have GDC going on this week, and I know there's a lot of money going on around there too. I know some people down there that are trying to get some of that flood. You know, it's one of those things. You know, but I think to get attention, of those big companies, we gotta build up our community here in an entrepreneurial way. You know, fuck the drama, focus on the business, and show them what we've built. You know, and why it's valuable for them to come in.
That's important, but there's another step to it that's important too. That's very important, but it's also people need to actually have a business, like not necessarily just like, I mean, literally on paper, have a business
on paper.
Because no matter what you're doing here, community wise, we could do everything business wise, but if it's not a business in the real world, we cosplay.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. So go out there and get
other business is not going to give you.
Yeah. Go out there and get your LLC, get your incorporation. You know. Definitely do it.
It don't even gotta be an LLC. Just figure it out. Figure out what you're gonna do. That's on paper, bro.
That's another thing about, you know, running a business here in the metaverse, that drama is gonna happen, and it's happened between a lot of the creators here, and that's what causes problems, because a lot of the people here that want to open up a space or do something like that, they don't put that into consideration. They don't see that business is a business. You know, depending on outcomes, your decisions are important, depending on what they are. Like if you have, like, put it, you know, and you know, you could read all the the TOS for Horizon Worlds. You know what I mean? Like there's some like, you know, and I've had this in the past where let's put it in an example. You have a moderator that I don't like. I don't like Dawson. Imagine. I'm just saying. I like Dawson. But you know, you like one of my moderators don't like Dawson, but he's cool with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Is my moderator have the right to ban him just because I don't like him? That's not something you would do.
Business, right?
Yeah, that's bad for business. And or just ban people just because you know, just because they come in and well, like I said, anyone who doesn't like this person would ban them because of that. No, you have to have always a reason to ban someone. You can't just ban someone because you don't like them.
Yeah.
You know, they have to cause a problem in your world so you can have proof.
That's true.
Because if you don't
true.
have proof of that, they can shut your worlds down because of that.
Yeah, I
You know, my
experienced
world
that, yeah.
paradise was shut down for a whole 6 months. Was shut down, and I never found out why they shut it down. But because of those little things, maybe if they report your world and they find that, oh, you banned this person, and the mod tool, if you see the TOS, the mod tool is considered exploiting.
Oh, really?
If you read it properly.
Yeah, I guess it could be.
Because if you're moving people around with the mod tool, you're exploiting. You know, you're not using the right ways to ban someone. Like you would have to ban them from your actual meta. Meta joint, so people don't see these little things, and that's what happens where, and you know what, and of course running a whole team, it's hard. I don't know if any of you guys ran a whole team. Like I've ran a whole team, and it's hard to please everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where it falls into place. A lot of that happens, especially when you're running a team. So what when I first started and I, you know, I built the team and I did all this stuff, I never thought of it into the aspects of, you know, what could cause a problem in my, you know, that would affect my whole business.
Right.
You know what I mean? I never really put into perspective that. I would never like thought about it. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's better off. I'm not saying to do it on your own, but to plan it properly. Because if you don't plan it properly, shit really fuck. Yeah.
And I think when you're starting out,
really goes into
anybody else have? Do you have anybody else have something to say?
Especially if you're starting off.
I know, Marcus, you've done a lot of stuff in
yeah.
VR chat too. Have you experienced anything similar to that? Or what's it like in VR chat collaborating?
To me, I say it's a must for anything that you do. It's tough on any platform to do everything by yourself. And like just in reference to the banning and such, I don't want to say proudly, but I can say I've never banned anybody from any of my events. I've never had to ban anybody. Yeah, I've never had to ban it. Now, tomorrow that may change. But again, so far, I've never had to ban anybody from an event. And I know like even in VR chat with mod tools and such like that, same thing is similar to over here. Like you really can't, if you kick somebody out of your world, you're violating TOS, point blank. Because basically, if you think about it, you're kicking one person off the server potentially. So, and what every platform is trying to do
keep
is
them on it,
on their service as they can. So that's a lot of stuff you really have to watch there. Now, maybe you give them the little special timeout room, but I haven't even had to do that really. So
the timeout room.
Well, they're still in the world in the server, but maybe they're just in the timeout room, something like that. But yeah, actual bans, most platforms I can tell you don't go for that. Yeah, they don't go for that.
I mean, if you read, and I want everybody who runs worlds, go and read the TOS, and trust me, you're gonna be shocked with the stuff that says. Some of the things that you can't do, but we do them anyway.
Right.
Some of the things we do, we still do them. And then you wonder, why did this get? Why did I get banned? Yeah. Exactly. You know, that's because nobody reads the rules. Nobody reads the fine print on anything. Nobody reads the fine print.
Yeah, you know, maybe I'll have AI read it for me. You know what? One time I had this. So I had this.
Exactly right.
Break it down like I am a second
I had this
grader.
client, right? That's a new client, and he was like, so he thought he had the best idea since sliced bread. You know, that type of guy. And then he wrote a book on top of it, some kind of book about, you know, vitamins, right? How you take vitamins. He's a dentist, but he wrote a book about taking vitamins. Go figure. But in order to he wanted me to read it, to read this book. So then I went in there. I got the PDF, and then in Acrobat it has this AI read it. I'm like, give me the cliff notes. So it gave me the cliff notes, and I got the gist of it. Okay, he wants you to take vitamins. There you go.
Okay,
cool.
That's cool.
But then when I told him the cliff notes, he's like, well, did you see this misspelling on paragraph 2 line page 5? I'm like, no. He's like, oh, you didn't read it. He got all pissed off. Come on, dude. But yeah, so that can happen with the AI readers,
That's wild.
You can never, and that's it's really hard to please people too, man. It's tough to please people when you try. You can be as much as you can to please someone, but sometimes it's not about that.
Yeah.
And you got to do it you got to think it as a business perspective, because if nobody does think as a business perspective, you're not gonna succeed. I mean, it's gonna be hard for you to succeed. And of course, you got to have your foot firm in the ground, because if you don't have your foot firm in the ground, things could back out.
So DigiFits, what do you think about that? Because I know you're starting out a new event stuff, and you're talking about sponsorships and other things, building a team. So what do you think, man? Or what's your experience with it, if you had any?
I don't have any experience.
So you're just starting out. So this is good stuff, man. This is good stuff, then. I mean, talk to Savage.
Listen. Experience.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I don't run shit. I just kind of come here and do.
I'm gonna say Digi's a very good builder.
Yeah. His world's over there on one of the doors.
I'll say it here. His way of detailing these worlds are very good. I mean, they do take a lot of capacity space. I'm just letting you know that. But
you know what? Have you started?
They're very good because they're so firm in detail. They're very detailed, and they're very good.
Yeah.
Now, he's never had a team or anything like that. But I've always pushed
I think he's ready for a team. I love that world. I love what he's talking about with the events.
No, and he does.
Yeah.
That world is great. And the way you guys did the animation. And you know what? Shout out to Lexi, because Lexi helped you do that. She helped you do the animations and all that stuff. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
What happened with that? So I went in, I built everything in there. I did all the setup for the animation. She made it all come to life. That was the biggest thing for it. That place is nothing without those animations, and it took some time.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're rolling out 2 more worlds too. So we're gonna do this thing. It's gonna be under Misfit Music. It's gonna be a new thing I'm pushing for. It deals with my real life music, because I just started producing music a year ago. And I'm gonna start doing shows in here to promote my music, along with just having, these Basshead Wednesdays where I just play heavy ass EDM in the atrium, and then another day I have another place called No Man's Land, which is a festival venue. I don't know if you ever seen Lost Land and stuff. It's like that. So.
Well, we might have to talk.
Check that out.
Dude, I'm doing something new for Horizons.
Word,
and he's very
outside of here.
He's very on when he builds too. He's very on point, because I'm gonna tell that this is a story, and it's a funny story that So me and him, we decided I wanted to collaborate with him, and I was like, okay, let's make a world. I'm gonna invite you to the build. It was a blank build. I was invited to build, and then when I get on, we're gonna work on it. I shit you not. I got on. He finished the build. I shit you not. I got on, and the build was finished. I was like, "Did you even wait for me?" But you know what? I'm like, so when I got in there, but the build was beautiful. He did great. It was Meraki. I don't know if you guys ever been in Meraki.
Awesome.
So when I went in there, I was like, "Wow, he did. This is phenomenal." So I of course I put my little the background, with the sunset. I did that and all that stuff. But he did the whole base of it was him solo.
Well, what's funny, the city surrounding Meraki is actually from my build called Club Turbo.
Yeah.
But
So
also
yeah, I
let's
mean
not-
that.
But also, DigiFits also is going into another avenue. So why don't we talk about that as well? He's a great builder, but he's also
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely a
Yeah,
great
that's what I
builder.
was talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, with the music part,
Like,
yeah.
you said you
Yeah.
finna start doing music.
Yeah, so little backstory to that, like with me is music's been like my number one passion no matter what I've been doing with my life. I grew up with a musician, my dad was he was a drummer, singer, guitarist, you name it, he could play it. And just growing up, I always had that love for music, but I could never play it myself because I got brain damage at a very young age, so I'm motor functional's not very my thing. And then not only that, I smoke a shit ton of weed, dude. I don't really have like the brain capacity to sit there and play a fucking guitar. So one day in high school, I started fucking around with electronic music. I started doing like music production and stuff, and I picked it back up last year, and it gave me this idea. I'm like, there's people like me who no one knows anything about. Like, I can put my music out there. Like, I have music on Spotify and stuff. I got like 11 monthly listeners.
Word. Okay.
And the thing is, with electronic music, it's one of the hardest ones to get noticed in. So I was like, what's something I could do? And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm on a platform where I'm well known, where I never thought I'd be in this position where I have over 1,000 followers, where people know who I am. So I was like, I'm going to make an electronic dance music venue. Just see what happens. I started this a year ago. I just opened the world barely 3 weeks ago. And
get that music to the DJs.
And get that music to meta genre music. Let's go.
But the purpose of it is, it's like, this is still like, this is a branch of a social life. Like, this is a social aspect through and through. We're all on here. We're in here for a reason because, reality sucks dick. And, we're trying to find a way to like cope with it and be happy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, there's things that we still haven't experienced even in here. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try my best to make a hell of a EDM venue, like with all the cool animations, lasers, effects and stuff. And just things to really get you involved with the music going on. And, I had a couple iterations in my newest one where it's like you got 3D effect looking things coming out of the screens, but they're only in the screens, but they look like they're popping out of it. And it's all, so the way it's done is it's all controlled by the DJ. You get a bot in there, you play your set, and while you play your set, you match the effects to your music, whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty cool.
God, for a whole week straight, I was up there doing that for 2 hours a night, trying to figure out what nights work the best. So that's why Wednesday nights, it was the busiest night I had in there. And so we're keeping that going. So I decided, we'll have the atrium, then we'll have No Man's Land, then we'll have Big Al's house, which is going to be a little small. It's going to be the smallest venue, but it's going to have that underground rave feel, and it's going to have completely different effects. I'm actually teaming up with Cloudy. He's
awesome.
going to help me do some of the effects in there.
Yeah, it's an amazing world, and I just want to say again that it's the door to his world was on the tour last week, so it's right over here by the stage. If you guys want to check that out after the show, it's
the door for.
If you go there when nothing's happening, though, you're gonna be bored as shit. There's nothing going on. So I recommend going there Wednesday nights at 9. Oh my God, I left my chair. Okay, here we go. I recommend going there Wednesday nights at 9. If you're into hardcore EDM. So, and Dawson, he helps me run it too. He does some sets there, and if you're ever interested in coming in there and like doing a DJ set, I'm more than happy to show you how it works and let you like do sets every Wednesday for like half an hour.
I'm interested in getting you more than 11 listeners. That's what I'm interested in getting. Let's talk.
Wait, hold on. I didn't hear what you said. What?
I said I'm interested in giving you more than 11 listeners per month. Let's talk.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I make my own music too. That's the thing.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
I don't just do like DJing. I make electronics dance music. I have 5 or 6 songs on Spotify, Apple, like anything you can stream music on, I have it on. Right now, compared to what I'm about to release in April, I can't even stand it now. And I was actually looking for, I have another song releasing that I'm already like, shit, I don't really care anymore because I started really pushing it in the last month and a half, like just really like watching YouTube tutorials, like learning music theory, learning how to set up certain beats and stuff. So I went in there full on, like right after work until 1 o'clock in the morning, just eyes glued to my computer screen, like just making what I can. And the first song from this level of my abilities is coming out on April 7th. It's called Hold Up. And it's like a new wave of my technique, I guess. I don't really know what I'm saying at this point, but I'm making new sounds.
Your style.
They're entertaining. Yeah, I make noise sounds with the technology is what I'm saying. And I found a new way to make better annoying sounds that
sound a little better.
My work, I guess. Yeah.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about.
And then if
I'm using the metaverse to kind of show that out.
Yeah, it's a great way to promote your stuff.
I'm gonna tell you, if Lil Wayne doesn't write all his lyrics, because he says he just all his music was from the dome. I don't know if he had an interview. I don't know if you've seen that interview where he says Lil Wayne says he has to. Some of the people, like if he goes to like perform, some of the people have to give him, like, remind him the lyrics for his songs. And he said this all in an interview. Because he says he doesn't write anything, because they asked him.
I think that happens even if you write the song, though, too. You know, I heard Robert Smith say that he couldn't remember any of his older songs, too.
Yeah. And so they asked him, like, oh, have you how many? You probably have about like 1,000 songs and written, and then he was like, I don't write none. He's like literally said like I don't write none.
I used to write, but I understand the concept. Like I saw an interview with Jay-Z that was saying something very similar, but it's like as an artist, like when you, especially a rap artist. Like, okay, you could write the rhymes and then you have to memorize the rhymes and then memorize the cadences and remember like how to put them inside of the bars. And you also, got to keep up with the bars. So it's a lot to it mentally. So what ends up happening is like with most people, they'll write it bar at a time. So you'll write your bar, okay, that rhymes. And then you have that bar and then you write another bar, okay, that rhymes. And you just keep going story-wise, you know what I mean, with the rhyming. So when you're doing that, what most rappers who don't quote unquote write, what they do is, okay, I got this part that rhymes, and then when they keep repeating that, they get to this memorized. It's just repetition. And then when they get the other part that does it, then they repeat
and
both of them. And then they get another one and they repeat all three of it. So it's like a repetition as you continue to do that. And then when you got it repeated so much, you remember what the, you know what I mean? It's just, it's
exactly.
like
repetition.
It'll automatically be there. Or like, or somebody ever worked in a call center before. If you worked in the call center before, you know that like the scripted entrance that you come in on the phone with, it's like once you do it so much, it's muscle memory, and it's just bong. You know what I mean? It come out when you hear beep, bong. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with rappers. It's just like, and it's just no beep. It's the beat. You know what you're on. So you want to hear the music and you on stage. Okay, this beat goes with these words, and you just automatically, or a singer. It's no different. It's just you talking instead of singing. That's it.
I think the same for playing an instrument too. You know, it's that repetition that gets it locked in your memory, which is definitely good for you as you get old, right? You know, that's like keeps your brain fresh and shit. Yeah, so I definitely say
until you start smoking weed, and then
and then you start thinking, then you're like, oh, this sounds great, and then you send it to somebody, and they're like, that sounds like shit, man. And you're like, damn, it sounded great.
That's my biggest fucking issue with my music too, is because I'll be sitting there high as shit making it. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. And I wake up the next morning sober, listen to it, and I'm like, oh god, that's awful.
That sounds horrible. It's a different brain that's listening to this shit.
It's like, no, but it's the same shit. Like when you're singing a song, right, and you have your headset on, and you're singing, but you sound like you sound like fucking Chris Brown or some
fantastic,
shit. Man, you hear it, you're like, oh fuck. But it's kind of like that
happens to me all the time, man, all the fucking time.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
That's why we just stay as shower singers.
That's why you're supposed to have a producer in there like myself to be like, that shit sucks.
Right?
You already
Right, exactly. I have a good producer, so
run it back.
That is not the move.
That shit. That is not the one.
it's not the one.
Do this over
Man.
again.
So what do you guys think? Another topic here, real quick, before we close up. What do you guys think of AI agents? Have you tried them out?
I have not tried that out.
Inside of here, right?
No, on the web. Basically, I got so basically an AI agent. It's like the next level of what GPT is. Now instead of just writing a prompt and it does something, now you can say, like today I streamed it. I streamed Manus. I got into that early, Manus AI, and I'm like, make me a video game, and it goes through and does the whole development setup, everything, and at the end it spits out the code,
That created a last fucking desktop.
Yeah, he did a vampire game today. What was it called? Vampire what?
Vampire Hunter or something like that.
Yeah,
and it makes it all for you. Now it's not.
Yeah, he did it.
It's not perfect though. It's not perfect, but it's a good thing where you could go in there and switch out the images and graphics and make it into something. But it can do other stuff, not just make games. So you could be like, whatever, financial wise or anything else. And eventually it'll be like that, where instead of apps, you'll have these agents. And then, like I was talking to Sue about this, is like, and the Digi is like, well, one day the agents are going to be like, well, we have everybody's bank records and everything, and we're sentient now. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what I'm sitting here thinking. I always got that kind of trust.
I don't know, like,
They just
AI. It's
you don't need to do my banking.
AI starting to get like scary now. I mean, you got to think about this. Like, a lot of people, and if AI becomes perfected to the point where people are gonna start losing jobs. Like literally, you can make if you want to make a graphic, like anything, like you want to make graphic design or something. Oh, let's make a logo.
Shit,
you know how
that
people
happened with this company?
you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. People make
this happen with
you
this
see these logos made.
Exactly.
Everybody's making AI logos now. And they look so good too. And you know what? You can't even complain. They look
you
good.
can't complain.
Damn, like you can't you can't even complain.
Look, I'm gonna tell you on the music
But-
tip. This is what's gonna happen. There's a lot of apps and a lot of, let's just say apps. We'll just leave it at that, right? And what they'll do is they would actually pay for licensing music, right?
Yeah.
A lot of that's going away. They got AI creating songs and creating music. Guess what? They don't have to just like you were saying before. You ain't got to argue with this person. You ain't got to put up with their BS. You don't have to pay them.
But I think when you're trying to make a certain sound, it's like for me, I got some AI app that Sue told me about. She made some great songs on it that I loved. But every song I tried to make, I was trying to go for that old new wave, like dark, kind of gothic sound. No, it couldn't. It just couldn't make it. It doesn't know what it's doing.
No, but dude,
I'll give you an example. I do workouts in headset, right? And I see, and they've been paying a lot of up and coming artists, right? And I'm starting to look at some stuff, and I'm like, that's gonna go away. Yeah, that's gonna go away.
Dude,
it's gonna go away.
Dude, they're even making AI. Oh, yeah, that's another thing.
I'll be listening to EDM, then because I used to know before, I ain't gonna lie, it's fun to use. I've like made different kinds of tunes on it. But then, like, I'm listening to fucking Spotify and I'm hearing these Suno songs just because how they sound and the pitches and tempos and
you can
shit.
start to
It's
tell.
wild as hell.
And you know what's crazy?
I'm in the shower and
everything's
I'm like,
Or you hear
I'm
something
like,
decent, all of a sudden one line, you be like, wait a second.
So it's missing the authenticity.
Now you got like a 15-year-old kid that's got access to Sumo on their phone making songs on Spotify. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Talking about that during the conversation.
That's gonna get saturated real quick.
Previous experience.
Right. The bad stuff.
Dude, but even in movies, bro, like they bringing back actors that passed away and they're freaking AI.
Oh yeah, they brought back Luke in that Mandalorian episode. That was cool.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, like what's going on here? That's what's gonna happen. People, they're not gonna even hire any more celebrities. We'll use freaking someone that passed away and use it as an AI, and it still looks like realistic. Like you look at it, you're like, I mean, you could see a little bit like,
it's
you could
coming
tell
soon. They'll have a movie out there like entire AI created cast.
Not be okay with it.
I know. Can
It's
you
going to be
imagine?
up to us to not be okay with it, because otherwise, it makes financial sense, and at the end of the day, everything's a thing.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then even Spotify has AI DJs. You could literally click an AI DJ and he'll mix everything and DJ for you.
I made an AI tarot reader.
That's what DJ Pro is. People use Soweto with DJ Pro. It's an AI DJ. Like most of the people in here who be DJing and spinning or whatever. Or not most. Let me not say that.
Yeah, but it's
a lot. A lot. Yeah, let's clarify. A lot.
Not this guy.
I'm not you. Nah, and not DJ Fade and not certain people.
Not Fade either.
But
no,
most
it's
of the
enough people
world
that aren't
creators,
DJs that
you know what I mean? They're using DJ Pro and Soweto. The ones who have their bots, they're using DJ Pro and Soweto. They're loading in what it is, and it's doing all the DJing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And that's nothing new. I've been seeing.
That's not new.
Even before it was AI. I'm talking about like 10 years ago. I would see DJs.
Yeah, Soweto ain't
not
that
actually
new.
spinning.
You know what I'm saying? It's been around for a long ass time.
Yeah.
But it's just getting worse now because now the AI is better. You know what I'm saying? So people, at the end of the day, the consumers don't care.
I think so. There's always going to be somebody that likes it or hates it. You know, I mean, that's what it's going to be. I think we're going to see a rise of AI artists. There'll be a rise of them.
Let's just hope that Meta doesn't.
Even before AI, I won't even say names, but there'd be major concerts, major events that would happen, and they'd have such and such as a DJ. Whoever such and such is cannot DJ at all. You look over in the corner, and the real DJ is bent over underneath the stage on this tiny controller, actually getting busy, and people would accept that because they would have such and such big name dancing and making hearts and shit, that type thing. So the same consumers who accept that will be the same ones that accept the AI.
I'm just hoping Meta doesn't like make an AI,
pretty much.
Yeah, an AI freaking way of building their.
Oh, they're doing it. I mean, that's what's coming. AI agents.
Oh, they already do it. Like I know, matter of fact, I saw it out there. Like they still have builders, but like Banter,
they can't like.
They gotta.
Oh my god!
In the world, you go up to it, you put the prompt in world. Like make me a small dog with a curly tail or whatever the case may be.
And you know what's,
give it a minute,
what's crazy?
Spits it out.
It's going to be in here. Everything is on the
those AI agents like that Mana stuff. Meta's going to do its own version, and they'll bring it into Horizon eventually. So we'll see what that happens.
It'll be the Meta AI.
So we'll know. So now it's time for shameless plugs, my friend. We got our last 10 minutes here. Do our shameless plugs.
All right, shameless plug. Yo, everybody who loves music, loves independent music, please go check us out on YouTube at Metagenre Music TV on YouTube, Metagenre Music TV. Check out our weekly drop of what we call Meta Unsigned. Meta Unsigned is going to be people performing right here in Horizon Worlds in the Metaverse, performing their singles for, specifically for the Metaverse, and we broadcast it out. So make sure you go check it out, like, share, subscribe. Like we really trying to do big things and put the Metaverse in the front. So that means putting all of you guys when we streaming live, making y'all stars while y'all in your headsets.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say big shout out to the Mr. Block Party radio team. Definitely trying to be way more active over here. I know last weekend we filmed a couple episodes of my own podcast, the Metaversal Mindset Podcast. It's going to be some invites coming out here real soon for some of the people, I'm going to say the people across here. We definitely try to do our best to highlight talent from the Metaverse and really show people outside the headset what we're doing here and why. So, got to say that. And then also, if you're looking for some vibes in your world, check out my spot called Here for the Vibes. Type that world in and you'll see what we got going for you. So what it's called here. Oh, I'm sorry, it's called Have You Heard? My fault. My body's called Here for the Vibes. The world is called Have You Heard? Have You Heard?
Have You Heard?
Said that wrong. But yeah, check out Have You Heard?
Awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, me, of course, I do run MB Worlds. I'm the owner of MB Worlds. We do open worlds like Paradise, Deja Vu, over the week. If you guys want to see a little bit of an event list that we have, you could always follow us at mbworlds.com. VR, and as well, I do own a business called By Design Inc. I do merchandise basically for any company or even Metaverse. So yeah, hit me up if you guys want anything. If you guys are trying to look for, custom shirts, custom hats, whatever it is, I'm there and I'm already shipping and stuff. So definitely let me know.
Right on. DigiFits, your shameless plug. Yep.
Oh, is it my turn? Oh shit. Well, I guess I'll plug my music and just say that you can check me out on all platforms. Spotify, Apple Music. I'm just go by DigiFits on everything because it's easier to do. And obviously the Atrium and everything coming with Misfit Music. Stay tuned for the other worlds dropping within the next month. The next one should be No Man's Land, I believe. But yeah, we got a lot of hard work coming with those and a lot of new music coming soon. I'm releasing an EP this year, so that should be fun.
Nice.
So just stay tuned, and yeah, I'm gonna make more annoying sounds on the internet.
Let's go.
Right, YG, your plug.
YG Macula, VR, 3D modeler, ads, promos, one-on-one strategy sessions, tutoring for Blender. I'm your guy. Shout out to MGM and Meta and Sound over here. Just helped mans get past 600 subscribers on YouTube in just like 2 days with our latest.
Oh
video.
yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Nice,
So,
nice. All right, that's dope. That's what we're talking about.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fuck out that I helped them do that. That was wild.
Yeah, that is dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Video was crazy.
That's dope.
Video went crazy.
Well, and then I guess my shameless plug, of course, we got the Creator Spotlight this Tuesday, so come back at Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then stay for the Girl Code podcast. That will be at 10 p.m. Eastern the same night, Tuesday. And the last Wednesday of the month, we are going to battle it out with the girls and have a joint podcast. Well, not really a battle, I'm just kidding, but it's going to be a joint podcast. We're talking about about everything that's happening throughout the metaverse, so don't miss that one. And thank you everybody for coming out, man. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate your support.
Big up to Lily Soul.
If you have a world, be sure to tell our world scouts about it too.
Jay Vanity, Uptown
Shout out Jay
VR,
Vanity.
Outlaw Cowgirl, Dawson. Trying to see who else in the building. Of course, the one and only Sue
Yeah.
to the Q.
Yoda.
What up?
And everybody out there that came through to support.
We appreciate it,
definitely
man.
appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you.
Hey there.
And thank you guys for coming on. Thank you,
And thank you for having me, by the way.
Yeah,
Hell
that was a good show. Yeah, that was a good
no
show.
problem. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
All right, I was gonna take some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, salute to
All
all of
right,
you.
everybody. That's another episode of MetaMen. Big shout out to our panelists, Daytona Vibes, DJ Marcus, YG Mac Killer, and of course, our host with the most, Mr. Nick P. Big special thank you to our filler one that comes in and always comes in right at the last minute, man. We greatly appreciate you and all your wisdom, Mr. Savage from MB. And big shout out to, of course, our special guest of the night, DigiFit.